I just got back from a home inspection in Ottawa and we found something that could turn into a 5-figure surprise for this buyer really fast. So I want to record this video. Here's the scary part. Most people don't lose money on the little stuff. They lose money on the big inspection deal breakers that are either crushing your financing, messing up your insurance, or turning your new home into a renovation that you didn't sign up for or have the cash to take on. So today, I'm gonna break down the biggest inspection deal breakers in Ottawa that I'm seeing, what they look like, and how to handle them in a negotiation so you don't learn the hard way. If we haven't met, my name is Liam Swords. I'm a residential real estate agent right here in Ottawa since 2002. Over the last 2+ decades, I've sold over 1,000 homes. All of my contact information is below in the description. Quick Ottawa context, because market conditions change how much leverage you have after an inspection. In the latest Ottawa Real Estate Board numbers for December 2025, we had 2,544 active listings. This puts us in 4.3 months of inventory, which is a full-blown balanced market with an average days on market of 38 days. That's a market where buyers can be more deliberate and intentional and have time to do their due diligence. It's split by property type. So single family, 4.3 months of inventory, 31 days on market. Townhomes, 2.8 months of inventory, 35 days on market. And condominiums, almost 8 months of inventory. So full-blown buyer's market in the condo segment, and average days on market is 50.5. Translation, in a lot of Ottawa situations, you can negotiate inspection issues without getting steamrolled. When I say deal breakers, I'm not talking about sticky windows or loose doorknobs. I'm talking about real deal breaker hits. One of these could be, safety, insurance, big ticket uncertainty, so expensive and hard to predict. Deal breaker number 1, structural. So Ottawa has lots of solid housing stock until you get movement. Red flags, horizontal cracks. There's a lot of vertical cracks, and cracks in general are not great, but horizontal cracks are an extreme red flag. So like a stair-step crack in blocks is also something, or bowing walls. Multiple signs together, slope floors, sticky doors, and cracking on top lines between the wall and the ceiling and the drywall. Small vertical hairline cracks, as I say, are fairly normal. The deal breaker vibe is when the pattern says pressure and movement. What do you do? Well, if your inspector flags this, don't accept, it's fine. Bring in a structural engineer and get a written plan and quote. If the seller won't cooperate, this is often a suggestion and a red flag for you to walk away. Deal breaker number 2, chronic water intrusion and mold concerns. Ottawa basements are huge value add until water turns them into a health and liability issue. Red flags for chronic moisture. Fresh paint is one suspicious basement section. So if you go down to the basement and it's been freshly painted, why did the seller just do that? Is it just because they were getting ready for market, or are they hiding something? Efflorescence. So this is the white, chalky staining on a foundation wall. Musty smell. So if there's a dehumidifier running constantly, staining at the base of drywall where it's kind of wicking up, or spongy laminate, piled storage high against the exterior. Are they hiding something? Now, the part most buyers underestimate, mold concerns. Mold isn't always visible, so you have to make sure that you're taking as close of a look as you can and having an inspector that has a moisture detector to identify what is actually going on around the perimeter and the walls. High risk sign, visible spotting on framing, drywall edges, behind stored items, finished basement with no clear moisture control plan. Insulation looks damp or compressed. History of, we had a small leak, but it's fixed. No. Hard stop on that. We need to ask the seller for some paperwork. We need to know what's going on. A small leak, sure, maybe by your definition, but we as buyers need to see what's going on. So why this becomes a deal breaker? Well, remediation can be expensive, but the bigger risk is the uncertainty. You often don't know the full extent until you open up the walls. Even if the mold is removed, if the moisture source isn't solved, it could come back. So what to do? Well, if your inspector flags this moisture or suspected mold, confirm the source. and ask a professional for remediation and documentation. If it's a finished basement, consider a targeted invasive check where they cut out some drywall where they can really get behind and see it. If the seller won't cooperate, if they won't provide proof, or the cause is unclear, this is where walking away is often a very smart decision that you're going to have to make. The simple rule: if you can't confidently answer, why is it wet? You don't have a basement issue, you have a future budget problem. Deal breaker number 3, the roof and attic problems. Buyers look at shingles and then stop. Well, the attic tells the truth. Deal breaker flags: active leaks, staining, sagging lines, repeated patching, attic condensation, poor ventilation, mold signs. Roof replacement in Ottawa can be $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 potentially, depending on the material and complexity. What to do? Well, negotiate. Seller replaces with receipts or warranties, or potentially a price reduction or credit. If they want top dollar with a roof on borrowed time, I would pause. Deal breaker number 4, electrical hazards that impact safety and insurance. This shows up a lot in older Ottawa homes. Deal breaker: knob and tube wiring, still active, unsafe, DIY electrical work. So if someone's just done the basement or renovated something, you want to make sure that they have an ESA report for the electrical. That's Electrical Safety Authority, making sure that the governing body, the provincial governing body for electrical, has gone through and approved that the electrical is up to standards. Rewiring a property can be a major project. So what to do? If the inspector has red flagged concerns with the electrical, hire an electrician for an hour or two to come in and look at it. A certified, licensed electrician to look at it, to give their professional opinion on what's going on before making any decisions. Deal breaker number 5, plumbing and drain sewer line risk. These are the surprises that feel invisible until you're in the home. The first part: inside plumbing risk. So red flags: ongoing leaks, staining, evidence of repeated repairs, low pressure, or inconsistent water flow. The second part is drain and sewer. So a lateral risk. So red flags: slow draining when you flush the toilet or when water is going down after the tub, gurgling, backing up. Older homes where a scope reveals root intrusion. So what I mean by this is, as the pipe goes out to the city, roots sometimes get into the clay exterior pipe. So there are cameras, plumbers will have cameras that can put a line down to see how many roots are in there. That's, could cost anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000 to clean that out. A plumbing scope inspection will be maybe $1,000. Money well spent. If there's a big tree in the front lawn and if the sewer line is going out that way, you might very well have a root issue down the road. What you do: get a plumber in, get them to run the camera down, see what you're up against before signing off on your inspection. Deal breaker number 6, HVAC, so the heating system. In Ottawa, heat is not an option. We have winter and it gets cold. Deal breaker flags: end of life furnace with no maintenance records, unsafe venting, or backdrafting concerns. Any sign your inspector flags as a combustion safety risk. What to do? Bring in an HVAC specialist. Confirm safety first, then negotiate repair or replacement. If the seller refuses to address a safety issue, that's a non-negotiation in my opinion. It's a no. Deal breaker number 7, asbestos or vermiculite. Risk in older homes. Ottawa has plenty of homes in age bands where this can show up. Vermiculite insulation can be associated with asbestos risk, particularly if disturbed during renovation. In my house, we live in Westboro, my wife and I, we have asbestos in our home. We knew that. During our inspection, it was identified by our inspector. We then had a company come in, take a test, and identify that we do have asbestos in the plaster in our property. It's fine until it gets disturbed. So we know as we're doing renovations, this particular area in our property, we're not going to touch without having the proper professionals in to section it all off and take that out of the property. So it's not like it's a deal breaker, but you have to pause and understand, A, is there vermiculite or asbestos in the property? And then if there is, are there any renovations you're going to be doing that's going to be disturbing this? And then is there a cost associated? Deal breaker number 8, major pest damage. This isn't, oh, I just saw an ant. This deal breaker territory is like structural wood damage, active infestation evidence, uncertainty about how far it goes, because the damage you can't see is the expensive part later on. So what to do? bring in a specialist, get a remediation plan and a quote. If it's active and expensive, then the seller won't handle it properly. Walking away is often your smartest move. Deal breaker number 9, my last one, septic and well problems. So this is for all my rural property buyers. I grew up on septic and well. I have no issue with it, but it is a completely different beast than buying in the city. So you're going to want a septic inspection that's going to run you about $700. These inspectors are going to take a look at the tank. They're also going to dig 3 test holes and identify how the actual field is looking. What they're trying to find out is there any biomat? This is the black, thick sludge that suggests and identifies that your field is failing. A septic system can cost anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000. So the septic inspection is important to be done by the buyer, about $700, to identify how that's going. Well inspection is another recommendation when you're buying a rural property. That's going to be, again, around $700, where the well inspector is going to check to make sure there's no E. coli, there's no bacteria. They're going to do flow test, make sure the pressure is strong. These 2 items come up all the time on rural properties. And if there's an issue that comes up, then it means time to go back to the table to talk to the seller and say, hey, we really want to buy your property, but the septic system has failed and it's going to need to be replaced. It's going to be 50 grand. So then there's a negotiation and a discussion on a fair solution to make sure that you can buy your happy country property and the seller can make sure they sell the property, not knowing that it's falling apart. So quick recap of the deal breakers. I have foundation movement. I have water penetration, roof and attic issues. Number 4, electrical hazards. Number 5, plumbing and drains. Number 6, HVAC, so heating, the combustion system. Number 7, asbestos, vermiculite. Number 8, major pest and structural damage. And number 9, septic and well failures. As we finish off on the topic of deal breakers and what to seriously think about before buying, you're going to want to check out my next video right here, where I break down why buying a home built after 2010 really feels off. Be sure to check it out right now.